Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutation of the Akim, pushing out the word in truth and sincerity of the hopeful elect around the globe. I'll just share this quick clip, just showing Palestine's Gaza of over 2 million people population. All right, let's show this quick illustration and then we'll get into the scriptures. All right. So what we see is so-called Gaza, so-called Middle East, the land of Israel, partially, okay, the state of Israel, anyways. All right, and the inhabitants thereof are facing a mass genocide, a mass judgment of the Heavenly Father. All right, but what we have is a case of mistaken identity out there, because those claiming to be the children of the Most High, the Israelites, right, the so-called Israelis, the so-called Jews, is not them. According to prophecy, according to history, secular history, whatnot, countless evidence that has come out, it shows that they are not the true Jews. They are not the children of the Heavenly Father. All right, so we have them and the so-called Arabs, right, the children of Ishmael, really, which a lot of them know that they're the children of Ishmael, which the scriptures show that that's not the promised child either. Okay, it says that Sarah would have a son. Okay, so these are things and major characters that we need to know what's going on in the world in context. Need to know the light of the Heavenly Father in context. All right, so we know what's going on and really what these world beefs stem back to. Okay, because ultimately it's the will of the Heavenly Father to bring judgment upon that region for the sake of bringing his indignation and wrath and ushering the kingdom of heaven once he destroys the heathen and the lands scattered abroad and right here in the continents of North America itself. All right, the land of Babylon the Great that has influenced many other lands. All right, the great whore that the Bible speaks of. Okay, so we'll just start at Micah 5:10. It says, "And it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord, that I will cut off thy horses out of the midst of thee, and I will destroy thy chariots, and I will cut off the cities of thy land, and throw down all thy strongholds, and thou wilt cut off witchcrafts out of thine hand, and thou shalt have no more soothsayers. Thy graven images also will I cut off, and thy standing images out of the midst of thee. And thou shalt no more worship the work of thine hands." So our people, all right, Jake, the 2/3 of our people that have been influenced by the wicked, all right, they've been seduced by the ways of the wicked, okay, they're going to be judged, but so is all these other damn heathens, all right? And these lands, all right, have nothing but idol worship and idolatry going on, all right? Do they not have the so-called Mecca out there, all right, where they worship a box, all right, kneel to it, bow to it, worship it, all right, a damn moon rock that they have covered up, all right? That's idolatry. That shows they are not the people. The so-called Israelis and the Abraham Lincoln suit people, you know, they don't even believe in the Messiah. They don't even believe in the Son of God, all right? So it is evident that these people are not the children of the Most High. They are not the children of Israel. And that's why the Lord said, thy graven images also will I cut off. That's why you're seeing this place being riddled with thermonuclear missiles, where missiles, right? And then eventually the thermonuclear missile, the ICBMs that are going to be launched from world power to world power. That's what we're seeing. The Third World's War brewing up and in full effect. All right? Thy graven images also will I cut off, and thy standing images out of the midst of thee, and thou shalt no more worship the work of thine hands. How is this going to happen? How are you going to stop a bunch of people scattered abroad, all right, in the four corners of the world, bowing to so-called Allah or Roman Christianity, okay, or so-called Roman Catholicism? How are you going to get them to stop worshiping the images? By hell and mayhem and calamity, all right? Because the Bible is not a mythical book, all right? And I will pluck up thy groves out of the midst of thee, so will I destroy thy cities. What are we seeing right here in this illustration, all right? Or for the TRT World channel, okay? I will pluck up thy groves out of the midst of thee, so will I destroy thy cities, and I will execute vengeance in anger. All right, so we're seeing anger. You see everybody be upset about the children, you know, and these hospitals and these schools being blown up. All right, but the Heavenly Father has a great controversy. A lot of these so-called Arabs sold the children of Israel into slavery. All right, made the ships on which we were thrown on cargo slave ships, all right? The North Atlantic slave trade, okay, were being brought from different lands to and fro, okay, being traded like cattle, like wine, like jewelry, like gold, okay? So the Lord hasn't forgotten that. This is why he has that so-called region in the Middle East war-ridden, all right? Devastation going on, because contrary to popular belief, all right, reincarnation is real, and a lot of these people that had a hand in enslaving and oppressing the children of Israel are back here today for the sake of their judgment. So if the Most High, in cruel fashion, Salakia, in cruel fashion, gets you back to on the third or fourth generation, all right, and obliterates you and drops a building on you, a hospital, a school, okay, that's just the will of the Lord. Because a couple lifetimes ago, you were probably lynching and castrating and setting on fire and oppressing his people. All right? And that's in the scriptures. And I will execute vengeance in anger and fury upon the heathen, such as they have not heard. All right? So the Most High is nothing to play with. All right, Psalms 149:7 reads, let the high praises of the Most High be in their mouth, and a two-edged sword in their hand. Let the high praises of the Most High be in their mouth, and a two-edged sword in their hand, to bind, to execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people, to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron, to execute upon them the judgment written. This honor have all his saints, praise ye the Lord. So how are we going to get to that? How that the servants of the Lord, the offscouring of the earth, the ones that are powerless, the worm, all right? These are all aliases of the children of the Most High. In the scriptures, it says, fear not thou worm Jacob, all right? So the Most High comparing us to a worm shows our powerless state. So how is us in a powerless state going to bind up kings and princes and nobles in fetters of iron and in chains. How we're going to be able to throw them into dungeons, all right? Because of the Spirit of the Lord beginning to visit the world which he made. He's a controversial power, a God of war, as it is written in Exodus 15:3. Okay, he's a powerful force of vengeance and righteousness and justice. So if he's going to make a dramatic and astonishing entrance via his son Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus, and those clouds, so-called UFOs, all right, and he devastates the continents with concentrated fire and brimstone, all right, that's just because that's the will of the Lord, all right. Let's get Ecclesiasticus 35:18. It says, for the Lord will not be slack, all right, neither will the mighty be patient toward them, till he have smitten in sunder the loins of the unmerciful, and repaid vengeance to the heathen, till he have taken away the multitude of the proud, and broken the scepter of the unrighteous. All right, so he's gonna rip this devil out of power, and all these other heathen nations, the elites of these other heathen nations that are in bed with Esau, be it Moab, Elam, Ishmael, okay, no matter who it is, puppet leaders from our own people, within our own people, Judas goats, all right, just leading us to the slaughter because they took the bag, all right. The Most High is going to violently take away the multitude of the proud. He's going to swipe them with one fair sweep, all right, till he have taken away the multitude of the proud and broken the scepter of the unrighteous, all right. So the Heavenly Father has plans. He's going to judge the land, all right. A bastard dwelleth in Ashdod, okay. It shows just by Pink City, Tel Aviv, them having one of the biggest Mo parades out there, all right. All these heathens are guilty. And all these heathens had their hand in enslaving the children of Israel. So it is now justly their turn. Okay? Their turn to be judged. Like Deuteronomy 30:7 says, it says that these curses are going to flip and they're going to turn on our oppressors. All right? Isaiah 14 says that we're going to take our oppressors, how they oppressed us, and we're going to hold them captive. Okay, so with that, I pray brothers and a few sisters was edified. Till next time, shalom, all honor, love, glory, and praise to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakodash. Look out for this war. Look out for these things going on in the Middle East, the so-called Middle East, that region. Okay, because the Most High wrote in his word that he is going to gather the nations for his determination to pour upon them his indignation, all right, his righteous anger, that he's going to gather up all these nations, all right, in the battle of Yehoshaphat, which means Yahweh Shaphat, meaning the Lord's judgment. Okay, he's going to take judgment upon all the heathen and his own people. Okay, so till next time, I pray brothers and a few sisters was edified. Shalom. All honor, love, glory, and praise to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakutash. Shalom.